This week on Check Please South Florida, we explore the cuisine of the Florida Keys at this hopping restaurant with a vacation vibe in Key Largo.
A microcosm of South Florida, and it was so much fun.
Take a trip back to a more elegant time at this retro Middle Keys hideaway with a classic menu.
It's really the last restaurant in the Keys that to me feels like the Keys.
Plus a funky little spot just north of Key West serves up a good meal and a good time.
People dancing in front of you. I don't know, did anyone dance for you guys?
Nobody danced for me.
Maybe it was only for you.
Uncover the culture, the secrets, and flavors from around the world. And share our passion for blending exquisite ingredients and seasonings. Badia, el alma de tu cocina.
Welcome to my playground.
Additional funding for Check Please South Florida is provided by George and Helen Weaver and the Friends of Check Please South Florida.
I can recall it now and I get chills. It was that good.
It makes you feel like you're on vacation.
And I was in shock. I was like, stop it.
And the quality was outstanding, some of the best I've ever had.
It was like foodgasm.
Hello, I'm Michelle Bernstein, and welcome to Check Please South Florida, the show where regular people from all over South Florida recommend and review their favorite restaurants. So this is how the show works. Every week, we have 3 guests. Each recommends his or her favorite spot, and then the other 2 go to check them out and see what they think. This week, sales manager Alan Newman promises this Middle Keys classic will transport you to a simpler time hidden away in a mid-century hotel. It is truly a local secret that, lucky for us, he is now ready to divulge. And retired Keys resident Donna Ferenczi says on the surface, you might think her pick is all about the fun cocktails and typical Key-style seafood, but find a seat in this friendly joint and you'll uncover a menu that will shatter your expectations with unexpected flavors and fun riffs on the classics. But first, real estate broker Lenham Garcia says he was always a happy camper when visiting his choice for tropical style dining. The more adventurous, visitors arrive by kayak, RV, or motorcycle, but he says the resort tiki bar and restaurant is for anyone looking to break away from the routine. It's in Key Largo and it's called Gilbert's Resort.
Gilbert's is the first stop in Key Largo. And when you come off onto the island, you get the full panoramic view and a wonderful sunset and fabulous music and tiki bars and a real casual Keys atmosphere. Gilbert's has been here for about 60 years. Started out as a small fishing camp and has evolved into an island full of fun and entertainment. We're known for our Keys cuisine. We serve hundreds of customers a day. The atmosphere is very casual and fun. There's always live music. Some of the best bands in South Florida play here on a regular basis. We have a great beer selection. We have great frozen drinks, but particularly we're known for our booby drinks, which portion of the proceeds go to breast cancer. We serve a lot of the famous Key Largo fish sandwich, chicken wings, tuna nachos, conch fritters, all of the great stuff you'd expect in a Keys restaurant. People seem to really love this place. They can be as casual or as formal as they like. We have guests from all walks of life. We have a happy, friendly staff who's always providing our guests with everything that they need. Gilbert's Resort is the first and last stop in the Florida Keys.
You call this like the never-ending party place, right?
It's a vacation. The entertainment there, the live music, the people. I go there with my motorcycle. Yep. I have, parking, already almost reserved for me. You can go with your boat as well. This time I ate the peel and eat shrimp to start with the cocktail sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
And nice some and plump
lemon.
And crisp and delicious.
We had hogfish stuffed with crab.
It must be hogfish season right now. Hogfish is delicious.
I'm not sure, but I know it had a big fillet inside. I loved it.
Alan, what did you think?
So, Gilbert's, to me, it's definitely more about the ambiance there and the environment.
And you arrived?
We arrived via boat, so
Right, which is awesome.
I lived in the Keys for many years, and they have a lot of transient dockage. The day we were there was after the powerboat races in Key West, so probably $15 million worth of boats tied up to the dock that day.
There must have been quite the people watching that day.
Definitely. Just an interesting mix of people. So in terms of food, we had ordered conch fritters, and they were pretty average.
You had mentioned, though, that there were big chunks of conch in
there. There were. I mean, that's something that we definitely look for. They were a little underdone in the middle, which was a little disappointing.
Did you try sending them back?
No, I'm usually that guy who just kind of smiles and nods. And then I had ordered a barbecue bacon cheeseburger, which, again, was sort of your typical bar food. I think I need to go with Len next time. His choices were maybe a bit more exciting.
Donna?
So.
I went with a girlfriend. The energy was just amazing. It was such a blend of ages from all over, the bikers, the boaters.
How great is it to just be with all kinds of different people, and you learn so much, don't you?
It was so much fun.
To touch upon the band, to interject, the band that day, they were excellent. Really, really great. My number one tip, though, would be to kind of sit a little further away from the dance floor, just because you really won't be able to listen to any of your friends. Unless you really don't enjoy them, then do sit close by. But
spend your time on the dance floor.
They were excellent.
So tell me what you had.
Well, we went in and we sat right down at the bar. I had real nice cold draft beer, immediate service. The staff was constantly on the move. I had a lobster roll. It wasn't a roll, it was a wrap.
Okay.
And I literally would have licked the plate, but I was a lady. And
why?
But I ate every bite, and I was still looking for more. And Maine lobster is just a little different for all of us down here, so it was nice. And my girlfriend had surf and turf, and she's very fussy. She said, I want it rare, and let me tell you, it came out. She was so happy, absolutely loved it.
That's great.
And truly, the energy of the day, it was just so much fun that I've decided now every time I go in and out of the Keys, it's going to be
your stop.
Where my stop is, because they have food and you can bring a pet as long as it's on a leash.
So the two of you had cocktails. What did you have for a cocktail on?
Pina colada, virgin pina colada with a side of Captain Morgan.
How about you?
So I ended up ordering just a Myers and ginger, and we just had a few cocktails. I mean, they're super, super reasonably priced.
Tell me a little bit about the area. It's a hotel, there's a beach there.
You have, docking for your boat. You can stay there overnight, too.
And obviously, it's right on the highway, so it's easy to find. Do you ever see sea life? Have you ever seen dolphins?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Yeah?
Dolphins, manatees.
We saw 6 dolphins, 2 on the way up and then a pot of 4 on the way back.
Oh, how beautiful.
Which, I mean, I was born and raised in South Florida, and I don't care how many times you see a dolphin, it's always exciting and
Is
fun.
it ever? Len, Gilbert's is your choice. Sum it up for us.
If you want to make it a whole day, if you want your family to, every time you mention a name, they, their ears go up, Gilbert's is it.
Alan?
Just very much a place to let go and unwind on a Sunday.
Donna?
Really good spot.
I like the fact that you can go on by boat, bike, car, truck. RV, to me, would be a little hard pulling in and out of there. But it's easy access, but way fun.
Okay.
Way fun.
Well, you can kick back with a cold one at Gilbert's Resort, located at 107900 Overseas Highway in Key Largo, open daily for lunch and dinner. Reservations are not accepted, and the average price for dinner without drinks is about $30. So I am a big lover of peel and eat shrimp, and the one thing about peel and eat shrimp, don't overcook your shrimp and give it lots and lots of flavor. So instead of just boiling it in water, we thought might as well cook it in delicious beer, but a good beer, and then some butter. And of course, my favorite thing to go with shrimp is Old Bay. So nice amount of Old Bay and a little bit of salt in the water. I'm just going to let that come to a boil. Now, these are deveined, peel-on shrimp. This size is 1620s, they're called. So in the bowl, I have some kosher salt. I'm going to put in about an equal amount of brown sugar to that and mix it up really, really well. And then about an equal amount of Old Bay, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's ever enough Old Bay. I serve my peel and eat shrimp hot, but it's totally up to you. You can serve yours hot or cold. All right, the water, well, I should say the beer, and a little bit of water and a lot of butter and Old Bay are already coming to a boil. So I'm going to add my shrimp in. A lot of people seem to think that shrimp will turn pink when they're ready. Well, this is a pink shrimp, so you obviously can't use that rule of thumb here. They will curve a little bit, and I'll show you just where I want it. So you see how this shrimp is just starting to have a nice curvature to it. We just want it to be a little bit tighter. And you can test them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with testing your shrimp to see if they're ready yet. So just take a little bite. If it's a little undercooked, it's not going to do anything to you. Oh my God, it's so good. It's delicious, but it needs another 30, 40 seconds. I love being the tester in my house. All right, so these are ready. As you see, this shrimp has now curled up. Can you see that? It's not kind of like a U yet. It's more like a C. All right, pull them out. Place the shrimp in your bowl. And then I'm going to sprinkle this spiced salt right over the top. It's just delicious. If only there was smell-o-vision. And I wouldn't be shy. I would take some of this beautiful liquid right here from the cooking and pour it right over the top. Little cocktail sauce and some lemon. I say go grab a beer out of the fridge and have a party. Enjoy a taste of the ocean with this spiced peel and eat shrimp. Find the recipe at checkpleasefl.com. Now, sales manager Alan Newman recommends a trip to the quaint Middle Keys for a classic and elegant dinner experience. This special occasion spot is nestled into an old-fashioned hotel where you can enjoy a sunset dinner and personalized service from the excellent staff. It's in the Rainbow Bend Resort on Grassy Key, and it's called Hideaway Cafe.
Hideaway Cafe, it's got the most beautiful view. You can't sit in a bad seat here. You know, being such a small restaurant, it's good that it's tucked away, and of course it fits its name, the Hideaway. Our menu has things that are not available at most other menus, just, you know, to keep us different from everybody else. You know, so if you want a grouper sandwich, you're not gonna find it at the Hideaway, but if you want duck or lamb or a nice big fat steak, you know, it's always here. The house specialties are the whole roasted duck. It's got a honey, soy, and garlic glaze on it. People come here just for that. The rack of lamb is my favorite. It's a whole New Zealand lamb rack. It's rubbed with mustard and fresh herbs. We have a great wine selection. They all go very well with our menu. Desserts are terrific too. Bananas Hideaway, flambe at the table. The ambiance is, you know, candlelight, white tablecloth, fine dining service, but not so stuffy. And it's quiet, you know, it's to have a nice meal with friends or, you know, a romantic meal on the patio. We want them to feel at home and comfortable. You know, we try to anticipate what they want, what they need, so that they don't have to think about anything. Hideaway Cafe, the only thing we overlook is the ocean.
This is totally unexpected, right?
I feel bad that I even mentioned this restaurant because the Hideaway really has been a special place for not only myself but my family for many years. We've been, I mean, my parents have been
You're
going to the Keys.
You're not allowed to go? This is really something we're just going to talk about, but just don't go.
Just stop listening right now, turn the TV off. Okay. No, but in all sincerity, it's really the last restaurant in the Keys that to me feels like the Keys. It really is a flash from the past. You, as you mentioned, and you're transported back into time. It's really sort of it feels like an episode of Mad Men or something like that, really and truly.
So what did you have that evening that you went?
We had the escargot, which I always order. So, you know, that's really sort of old school preparation, a little heavy.
Is it the typical garlic, parsley,
No, it's
butter?
got some cream and some spinach and some tomatoes. So a little bit different, but it's just my go-to standard starter there.
Okay. What else did you have that evening?
And then I always order the duck. I love it. I love it. I love it.
You had duck, right?
I had the duck. Yeah, it was pretty good.
You a duck l'orange kind of a guy?
Not really.
You don't seem to be a duck l'orange kind of a guy.
But I liked it.
Is that your first time?
My first time.
Yeah.
It was sweet. I like to taste the sweet.
Yeah, duck is good with sweetness. Yeah. Tell me about your experience.
Well, I think I had a good experience. You know, the only thing that I saw a little rare was the sitting. It was like the chairs are very small. I felt like a kid.
Got me in a little coat kind of thing.
But, you know, other than that, it was a wonderful experience. It is a hideaway, definitely.
Very special, romantic.
I see it as a romantic, more type of restaurant.
And the view is just insane.
The view was very nice.
My recommendation is always to go early. I mean, we all tend to like to dine a little later, but definitely try to get there right at dusk or just before dusk. They do a very low price menu between 4:30 and 6 every day as well, which is another insider tip. But the view is just incredible, really gorgeous.
You're relaxing me as you speak. What did you have before the duck?
I had some gigantic jumbo shrimps.
Cocktail?
And they were great, yeah, cocktail. It was great. You know, I think it was great.
Anna?
It was just so wonderful, and Chef Rita came out and, you know, made sure everything was okay. Mark had hogfish.
Frances.
I was like, thank you. And the word he kept saying was, "This is killer." And I had the seafood pasta, the shrimp, the scallops, and the fish were cooked perfectly.
Which is not easy to do
Not
when
easy.
You're tossing it in pasta. It's so easy to overcook.
It was like a real fine angel hair. We had a real nice, crisp, cool Caesar salad to start. We split a bottle of Pinot Noir, which was delicious, wonderful. And the wine was
Did you guys have the bread too?
The bread was delicious.
It's good bread.
Tell me about the bread.
Oh my gosh, delicious.
It's a garlic toast, but it's just
It's delicious.
It's all those like dishes that you don't expect to eat out anymore because everybody is so always on the cusp of doing whatever is new.
Hot, buttery, garlicky,
anything. It's just good. The food is just good there.
But the ambiance in there, I honestly felt like I was sitting in the movie Casablanca, only it was all in color. And as the sun set, and they had the jalousie windows on the porch, just no rush at all.
Is it dressy? Is it fussy?
I would say it's Keys dressy.
Exactly.
So put on your nice Columbia shirt. You know?
The one with no fish blood.
And closed-toed shoes at least, please.
It was lovely.
Dessert? Anybody?
I did. I love creme brulee, and not everyone knows how to do it, you know. So we took a shot. One of the best I've had.
Really?
Yeah. It's really good. I've had it other times that I've been. And that's what we usually get for dessert as well. One thing we didn't mention, which is the most exciting part, well, not the most, but one of the most exciting parts about dining there, is when you do take food home to go, they wrap it in aluminum foil and shape it like a swan, which is just the cutest thing ever. I mean, I can't get over leftovers.
You're presented with this and you're like, oh, how nice.
It's like 70s New York.
It's totally
City
70s
is what
kitsch.
makes me think,
no doubt. It's
I wasn't around, but you know, I can only imagine. Well, Alan, you recommended Hideaway Cafe. Give us a little summary, please.
It is a place where you literally step back into time and where you have the ability to really reconnect with those who you love.
Len?
Yeah, I think Hideaway is definitely a hideaway. I think if you want to make up to someone, you can take them there. They'll fall in love all over again.
You said it perfectly. Donna?
Just sitting there, it's so relaxing and it's so old Keys. It really, really is.
Len, I hope it worked for you. I hope you were able to make up during the session. Okay. Well, you can escape to this retro retreat located at 57784 Overseas Highway near Marathon on Grassy Key. Open nightly for dinner. Reservations are accepted and recommended, and the average price for dinner without drinks is about $50. Finally, retired Keys resident Donna Ferenczi says this joint just north of Key West offers way more than a cure for the munchies. The eclectic but consistent dishes make it a destination for foodies, and the fun vibe ensures that once you try it, you'll be hooked. It's in Cudjoe Key, and it's called Square Grouper.
The crowd that we get at the Square Grouper is people that like food. The locals bring their family and friends when they're in town, which is awfully nice. We are known for our fresh local fish, and innovative preparations have always been our signature. I think the Square Grouper has been a local staple because I have a wonderful staff. I think the menu is fun, it's creative. One of my favorite items is our shrimp turnover. It's puff pastry with sauteed shrimp, some sauteed mushrooms and shallots, a little heavy cream. It's super yummy. My new joint is a 100-seat lounge located above the Square Grouper. Square Grouper, my new joint, because 2 joints are better than 1 is our little kitschy phrase. Now we have happy hour, we have a raw bar, we have live music, and we have a late night menu. It's everything all wrapped up in one. Square Grouper is located in the Lower Keys. We're about 23 minutes outside of Key West. People drive up from Key West when they want to get out, and as well as Marathon and Islamorada. A lot of people make the drive for lunch and for dinner, so it's really not that far. That's what I tell people, it's not that far.
I love the name Square Grouper. I think it's hilarious. Let's walk everyone in because it's in somewhat of an unassuming building, correct?
Mm-hmm. I like how diversified. It's not the same when you go to a restaurant, and I always get the same thing at the same every restaurant. This, you can always have something new. They raise their own herbs out in the yard. It was a real busy night, even though it was during the week. And 4 of us went, and everything looked so good that instead of getting dinner, we just tried everything. We had the goat cheese, that was delicious. Different little pieces of different fruit and things.
Okay, so
it was a little
platter. Like a platter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we had the shrimp cakes, they were good. And we just kept having food delivered to us, and that's where we had the dessert. And we had the bread pudding, which was unconventional. This is in a bowl with sauces, and it was just flavorful. And we just kept passing it around, and we also had the brownie with ice cream and sauce.
Len, how was your experience?
I think it was a good experience, except for the wait. I did have to wait about 15 minutes.
Was it worth it, though?
It was worth it. Sat down at the bar, got a mojito, and started asking what's the best food to eat. The waitress was incredible, dancing around, singing.
So the waitress was singing?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love the ambience. I mean, it was noise everywhere. I like that.
Yeah, organized chaos.
Yeah, there you go.
So what did you have to eat?
To start, I had the seared scallops, which I think it was real good. I love scallops.
Do you remember what was in them? I think there was bacon, wasn't there?
It's bacon, yes. You have a real bacon taste. There's a little vinegary taste, but I like that, so it was good.
I love vinegar. Didn't you?
I had them too. They were seared perfectly. I'm a stickler for scallops.
Next, what did you have after that?
What is it called? The grouper seafood stew. It was incredible. The spice. However, I was missing a side. So I said, well, bring the rice on. It's the Cuban in me.
You got to eat the rice with the stew. If you have the caldo, if something's brothy, you got to have something to soak it up with, right? So what did you think, Alan?
So this is like my foodie spot. I mean, out of the 3 restaurants that we visited, this is the most fun in terms of eating. We went for lunch. There was no wait, which was nice. Stepped right in and we were seated promptly. Our server was excellent. She was really, really lovely. We started off with a couple of cocktails, and I can't remember what my friend ordered, but I definitely had a lychee gin fizz. It was slightly cloyingly sweet. I'm not a sweet drink cocktail kind of guy normally, but it was a nice aperitif to start the meal off. We had ordered, they had an option of either fried or smoked chicken and waffles. We had smoked chicken, and there was a nice spicy sort of chipotle maple syrup on the side, and it was quite...
Was the waffle good?
It was. The waffle was actually really delicious. Because
that's usually the forgotten part of chicken
that was
and
the interesting part about the dish, was the fact that the waffle was so good. And for dessert, I had ordered an adult root beer float, so they have a hard root beer float, which was really good.
It's worth mentioning that she has the new joint upstairs also. We went up and there are sofas, and it's a really eclectic decor, but very comfortable. Love the upstairs just as much, almost even more now.
Well, Donna, Square Grouper was your choice. Sum it up for me, please.
The food is always something new and different and very flavorful because they go with a lot of the fresh herbs and fresh ingredients, and it's a fun place to go. It's really fun.
Very fun. I had a great time. I mean, it was just fun. People dancing in front of you. I don't know. Did anyone dance for you guys?
Nobody danced for me.
Maybe it was only for you. Alan?
So eclectic, definitely. Definitely the most sort of dynamic dining spot in between Key West and Marathon.
You can join the fun at Square Grouper Bar and Grill, located at 22658 Overseas Highway in Cudjoe Key. Open Tuesday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Mondays only in season. Reservations are accepted, and the average price for a dinner without drinks is about $40. Such a quick show. My goodness, we've had a wonderful time. I want to thank my guests, Lenham Garcia, Donna Ferenczi, and Alan Newman. For more about the restaurants and recipes featured in the show, if you'd like to apply to be a guest reviewer, visit us at checkpleasefl.com and connect with us on social media. Join us next time for 3 new guests recommending 3 of their favorite restaurants right here on Check Please South Florida. I'm Michelle Bernstein, and I'll see you then. Thank y'all.